this is the critical literacy project we are doing. My name is Chris Moss. I'm here with my super talented subject, A, and we are about to engage in some critical literacy with the use of political cartoons. So right now, let's take a look at the cartoons we're going to be using for today's study. Okay, the first cartoon is, of course, the classic Charles Schulz cartoon, Peanuts. Our second cartoon is another Gary Larson, Far Side cartoon. Third cartoon, once again, involves Gary Larson and the Far Side. And then we transition into the more politically charged cartoons involving the shooting of Trayvon Martin. So cartoon number 4, 5, and 6 conclude with that. So those are the cartoons we're going to be using to build literacy and a critical analysis of cartoons. A lot of this is inspired by the Trayvon Martin, but also just in general with a lot of events that have gone up tying in race and people thinking we live in a post-racial society since President Obama was elected in 2008. So, A, what does the first cartoon show you? So, let me see cartoon 1. I'll hold it up here. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, this is the cartoon we're going over. So, what do you see here happening in cartoon number 1?
Well, Charlie Brown is trying to kick the ball.
Okay.
And
that's Lucy.
Lucy's trying to move the ball out the way, and he ends up falling on the ground.
Okay. So basically, the cartoon's very straightforward. It's classic Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown's trying to kick the football with his arch nemesis, Lucy. Lucy sets the football down. Charlie thinks he's going to be able to kick it. She lifts it up for the classic slapstick humor. Charlie falls on his back, and a big R comes out for all of us who've seen the cartoon before, and he falls on his back and is hurt. So, yes, we are all laughing at Charlie Brown's pain in this cartoon. So now as we move to cartoon number 2, thank you. As we move to cartoon 2, this is a Gary Larson Far Side cartoon, as we see here with a cat and a dog. So, A, can you read the cartoon and let us know what's going on in this one?
Cat food, cat food, cat food. Oh, please, oh, please.
So what is the dog hoping for in this case?
Trying to kill the cat.
Okay, and how is the dog trying to do that?
By putting poison in the cat food.
Okay, and he's trying to lead the cat into where?
The dryer.
Okay, and do cats like dryers?
No.
Okay, so the dog's trying to chase the cat. So what we have here is this classic example, cat and dog. So now we get an opportunity to see what happens when our dog is caught and put on trial. Dun, 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 dun. So, A, can you read this one?
A cat killer is the face is that face of a cat killer, cat chaser maybe, but hey, who is it?
Okay, so what do we see here in this cartoon?
There's a whole bunch of cats in the crowd, and there's a cat judge.
Okay. And what are those cats right there in front of the lawyer? What do we call that?
Jury.
Okay. And so the dog's trying to make his case to a bunch of cats, right? All right, so does the dog stand much of a chance of winning?
No.
Okay, so our cat looks like he's going to get off on this one, and the dog looks like he's going to
go to jail.
Yeah, doggy prison. So it doesn't look good for our dog friend. So we're going to move up to 4, one of the Trayvon Martin cartoons here. So if you would, we've got our cartoon here. Can you read through this one, A?
Trayvon Martin was a young black man gunned down in the prime of life. He deserved justice, okay? Which one is Trayvon? Trayvon. Young black man gunned down in the prime of life.
All right, so what's going on with this one that we see here with these two people? The black woman trying to explain things to the older white guy. What do we see?
We see a whole bunch of graves with no names that only says R.I.P.
Okay. And so Trayvon now is one of those names in the grave. So what does this show? Does this show that Trayvon is the only one, or is he amongst many that have been gunned down in a similar fashion?
Amongst many.
Okay. And that's what that cartoon's showing. It's showing that Trayvon isn't the only one, that he's one of many for that one. All right, so moving on to number 5, to this unsuspecting youth with wide eyes debating whether or not he should put up his hood. Would you read this one, A?
Oh, rats! It's starting to rain. Do I get wet, or should I pull up my hoodie and risk getting shot?
All right, so what's going on with this one? Well, who does this young boy represent?
Trayvon Martin.
Okay, and so what is he debating against? What is he questioning he should do?
Put on the hoodie or take the risk getting shot.
Okay, so he runs the risk of getting wet. As I was joking before, he may have that fresh cut, ruining the 360 waves, don't know. Doesn't want to get wet, like I said, doesn't want to get sick. But also he understands, though, if he puts up his hood, he may lose his life. So he's got some questions he's got to consider. So that was cartoon number 5. So, last but not least, taking it to a matter that kind of makes light of the serious family talks out there. So, A, can you read this one?
Parental advice to a parental advice to a young black male. Don't wear a hoodie, don't carry Skittles or iced tea. Don't walk through a nice neighborhood.
Okay.
Parental advice to a young white male. Don't forget to floss.
Okay, so what's the difference between these two images you have here?
Well, if you walk through a nice neighborhood of whites, then you might turn out as Trayvon Martin. And if you are white and you walk through a white neighborhood, then you'll be fine.
Okay, and what's the difference here? And perfect. So we're talking in this one, they're giving advice about what?
Trayvon Martin.
Okay, and what to do and what not to do. In this one, they're giving this little boy advice about what?
His teeth.
His teeth. So, that concludes our presentation on critical literacy.